Alright.
Here they are, trying to force a game 7.
Allow voice to be shared. Always allow. Cool, just making sure.
Alrighty.
Right now it's a 1-1 tie.
And for some reason, I'm auto-hosting Bob Ross on Twitch.
That happens a lot. Every time I go on Twitch, I see you're auto-hosting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that too. I don't say anything, but you're probably just a big fan. That's why I wouldn't ask.
Well, my mother has the same maiden name. Well, I kind of wish if he was related to me, dude, that'd be insane. If I would have found out about him like a long time ago.
Kyle Ross.
You wouldn't even need a job if you're urban.
Right? I would have become an expert painter. Started beating the devil out of brushes.
Yep.
Yeah, just shake it off like this, and just beat the devil out of it. That's the fun part about this whole technique.
Yep.
Alright, so let me just adjust these tags here. Alright. Yeah, we're not playing anything. It's not multiplayer.
Yep, that was earlier.
Yeah, Overwatch with Goofy. If you guys didn't miss that stream, you can check it out on Twitch also. Like the encore of it.
That on it, because I don't watch people play Overwatch.
That's unfortunate.
I enjoyed it when it first came out, and then I kind of got away.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a lot of hardcore people that do play Overwatch. I know a couple
Me.
My brother.
Your brother actually plays?
Yeah.
Alright.
I've submitted my soul to this fucking game.
You're just like my brother.
Now, forgive me, I don't know all the characters. He plays that one character that has that golden ninja star. I don't know who that is.
Oh, Genji.
Oh, Genji.
Yeah, Genji.
My brother likes playing him a lot.
He hasn't been useful for like 3 months.
Yeah. I mean, I only played as him during the... Because me, my brother, well, brother Goofy, obviously, and a Mercy main, her name is Pink. We were playing the story mode for Storm Uprising, or I think it was Storm Rising, and then they I think the Blackwatch one, and then the other one was the Uprising. It sucks Uprising, on expert mode. Expert mode, it sucks.
Uprising, Retribution, and Storm Rising.
It literally.
I played it yesterday. I got into a game with a 3-stack for the new event, Expert All Heroes, and they were GM players, and I was like, oh, okay.
Wait, we're live already, Carl?
Yeah, we are live. I'm just trying to get this adjusted and taken care of.
Yeah, I just saw it on Twitter. I'm like, what the hell, 3 minutes ago?
Yeah, 3 minutes ago. So probably give it a second, because it will probably update on Twitch here soon.
Say, I've refreshed the page, it wasn't there, so...
Yeah, your stream is not on Twitch right now.
It's not?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
No.
Let me,
How are you gonna tweet it out and you're not live? That's hilarious.
Well, maybe if you click from Twitter... You know.
Here, I'll share it out on Discord.
There you go, it's live now.
Every time when we say we're live, I think of JR saying it. We're live! We're live!
We're live, boys! Alright, so I updated the tags, and then I just gotta share this out on Discord.
I'm also gonna tweet it out and share it to my friends.
Oh, for the boys. For the boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it out as well. I'm gonna share it out on my clan
guys,
Discord.
I love all of you. Aww.
I'm stuck on a Reese's head.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it out on my clan Discord.
Alright,
See if any of my Karma clan members will join us.
Alright, so now it is up, and then I'll share it out to my Discord.
What is your Discord? You never gave it to me.
Yeah, I need to do that. I gave it to Bear, I think, but I didn't give it to you.
God damn it.
Alright, yeah, I apologize. I'll do it here. Because I gotta make a phone call later on tonight after the show, and then I will, basically give it to you.
Oh, there you are.
And there's Venom.
Now you're on.
With the beautiful host. Waddle, 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 waddle. Bang, son of a bitch. Who with the damn brick in the wall? My way, Becky. You should have added Becky in there. That would have been funnier.
Yeah, that would have been funny. But wait,
Alright.
before we start the show,
damn
let me
it,
do
Becky.
this really quick.
Damn it, Becky.
And Venom, this is coming your way.
Coming my way.
Oh
Alright, cool.
shit! It's coming. It's coming.
Do you see it?
Okay, so we are live. I think. Yeah, we're good. We're good,
What am I seeing?
and we're ready to go. Huh. Okay. So, Shadow, appreciate the host, man. Thank you very much. What's up, Ray? How you doing, man?
And
What
before
is
we
up?
start, I just wanted to say something really quick.
Oh, what? Okay, say it.
Dodgers suck. Anyway, let's move on.
I knew you were gonna say that. Anyways, hope you enjoy. There it is, and there it is,
And there
boys.
it is.
Waddle, 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 slide, bang! Damn it, Becky, get the hell out of my way! All right.
Alright, let me share this really quick.
So, anyways, here, let me before we get started, I want to put some retweets out here on Twitter. Be sure to tag me on Twitter when you
Yeah, I
tweet
am.
it out. I will definitely
Tag,
retweet
you're
that. Tag, I'm it. Why
Yeah, we're
isn't
10 years old
abstract
now.
at the top anymore? I have no idea, honestly.
You have some explaining to do, Kyle.
I do have some explaining to do. Maybe
You got some explaining, Dundle.
maybe his account got hacked or something. I don't know what happened.
Somebody just
alright.
fell down the stairs.
Somebody fell down the stairs.
Yeah, I have an upstairs neighbor, and all I heard is down the
But-
stairs.
It must have been bananas and pajamas were falling down the stairs. Just
So the person that the way you just clapped, the person falling
It was
downstairs
Mario.
sounded like the
I know.
McDonald's theme. It was Ronald McDonald falling down the stairs. Even when he falls down, I'm hating this shit.
Don't go, damn it, Becky!
oh my god. All right, guys. So, anyways, before we get out of hand here, welcome, ladies and gentlemen,
late.
to the Kyle the Pug podcast show, episode number 8, where we talk about the hottest sports topics and video games from all over the country and the planet,
Only the best.
and on the internet and the interwebs. So, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Kyle the Pug, and if you guys didn't know that by now, you're either new and you're watching my channel, or you've been a little bit under a rock this whole time, and if you have been watching my live streams, don't know who I am, I feel sorry for you. But anyways, so we are here with basically some very good people. Obviously, Burning Shadow, he was a troll earlier today. I still hate you for doing
Right,
that,
I
but
was.
I
Thank
still
you.
hate you. But what's up, man? I'll give you a nickel.
I don't
You
know if I'm
know,
gonna solve it or
Lord
not.
Jesus. But that's the homie Burning Shadow. Penguinator's here for the comedy entertainment, and we actually have a newcomer for the first time on the show.
Newcomer.
Yeah,
Newcomer.
newcomer.
Cucumber.
Yeah, he's a cucumber. A newcomer.
Yeah, hey, what's
I know
up,
it sounds. I know it sounded like I said newcomer, but I try to talk really fast, and all of a sudden I jumble up my words. But Venom the Ninja, aka Saturn Overwatch, or OW, that is for short. If you guys don't know that, he is with us today.
Hello,
so you
hello.
want to say hello to the chat?
Oh, hey chat, welcome to the show, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Mattman might show up. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I did send him an invite just in case, because he did have something to talk about. But we'll see where it goes from there. If he's not here in time,
Probably
then we'll talk. Yeah, it is. You already know.
As much as he gets annoyed with Haley about anime, his thing is wrestling. So he can't
Yeah, pretty much, man. All right, so we got a good show lined up here, and we have some E3 stuff we're gonna talk about here later on. What's going on, Zombie Cactus? How are you, man? And then we got Reggie's retirement from Nintendo. We're gonna talk about that also. And we have Venom's Overwatch League coming up as well later on. But
And
Pages on pages.
pages, he's got like 4 pages of stuff. It's absolutely insane. But I want to talk about the NBA playoffs right now. So, Shadow, I want to start with you, obviously. You're excited about the Warriors win. Something feels like something's... Okay. No, I felt like someone was wrong with my mic for a second, but it's not. But the Warriors won against the Clippers. They're up 3-1. 113, 105. It was kind of obvious. Yeah, they were, as soon as they were ahead, you know, it was going to happen one way or another. So, do you see them closing out the series back at Oracle?
yep, and we're gonna be partying once we do.
Well, don't party just yet though, because you got a couple
Yeah, not
more
yet.
rounds to go. A couple more rounds to go.
Yep.
So he's definitely gonna break out the champagne very, very early. Reggie, yeah, I know Reggie. Reggie's the man. Reggie's the true MVP. So
Yep.
I want to talk about
We'll get to him in a second.
yeah, well, not in a second. We'll get to him in a while. But
Well, yeah, in a while.
so, in other news, Charlotte Penguinators, Charlotte Hornets didn't make it. That's nothing new there.
Yep.
Yikes.
That's
a-
nothing new.
That's a fat L and a rip.
They're not.
When
They're
you're
not
a true
really a
fan, you
great
just
off.
learn to accept it and move on.
That's a way
Right.
to
They're
look
not
at it.
much of a playoff team, if I'm being honest. But you know.
So
We're just
Boston.
bandwagon.
Speaking of moving on, the Celtics are moving on against the Pacers. They won 110 to 106.
4-0.
Clean sweep. Kind of a
Didn't
4-0
really
sweep.
expect a sweep from them.
Yeah, I just mentioned your Mama Pug's like, oh, the Warriors won. Yeah, I just mentioned that. Yeah, they're gonna go back Game 5 back to Oakland. So and the Raptors, they're up with 34 seconds. There looks like they're gonna close it out against the Magic. Gonna go up 3-1, and that'll be back at Toronto
Let's
for
go
Game 5.
Raptors.
For game number 5. That is
I
right.
think
That's good.
Toronto's gonna close that out in 5.
All right, so Game 4 between the Trailblazers and the Thunder. That is today in like 9 minutes at Oklahoma City.
They're
And
gonna
then
get started.
they're gonna get started here at around like 9 minutes or so. So they're definitely gonna start the game up. And then you have the Bucks tomorrow. For tomorrow's game, you got the Bucks and the Pistons, and the Bucks are up 3-0 against the Pistons. I expect
my
them to
God.
close that out tomorrow, barring like they like get lazy and they like, oh, we feel bad for the Pistons, we'll let them win a game, and then they go up to and then the game series is like 3-1, and they'll close it out in Milwaukee. Like, I think the worst comes to shove, they'll go to like a 5-game series. But then the final game, Rockets against the Jazz. Houston's up 3-0 against the Utah Jazz. That game's going to be on tomorrow at 7:30. And of course we have the Tuesdays games and all that, which will be coming up here very, very soon. And Momo's in the chat. Hello, Morgan. I see you. How are you doing? How is Mumu? How is
Do you
Mumu?
think both Milwaukee and Houston are gonna sweep tomorrow?
I feel like so. I feel like they're gonna sweep it. What game is this? This is the Playroom. This is where I do my shows. The Playroom. Yeah, this is an app called the Playroom.
Yeah.
Real life Pokemon.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
Somebody walks by behind you, you throw a Pokeball at them.
That happened to me
Oh,
in the
just
store.
bop. Hearts to go out to all the victims in Sri Lanka. Wait, what happened?
There was a terroristic bombing in a string
Oh.
of churches that killed 200 people.
Of course.
Yeah, especially on Easter Sunday, you got bullshit like this going around. Okay, I just actually popped it up here. Yeah, to kill more than 200. Wow. Holy Jesus.
Is it
All
sad
in
that you
churches.
Is it
You
sad
can't
that
go
you
to
can't be in
church.
public no more because of that?
You can't go to church. You can't be.
You
You can't have different opinions than anyone.
You
Basically,
can't have.
Mhm.
you can't do anything. You'll just be
You
killed.
can't even be at a convention either.
No,
Yeah,
it's really
I mean,
sad.
it's. I'm afraid to go out anymore. He's good. He's got me outside right now. I got you.
It's like you literally have to
who's that
constantly watch
on
your
the
back for
side?
anybody
Wait,
that sucks.
who's what?
Oh yeah, dude.
People, this is okay. So really off topic,
That's
real
why I
quick.
carry concealed when I go out.
All right. Well, here's a little off topic from the sports thing. I just want to discuss this real quick. I know it's 2019, and there's a lot of people that will get offended over certain, excuse my language, but they get offended over certain bullshit. That like, oh, if you don't agree with one thing or you disagree with somebody else, and it starts becoming like, either a fist fight, somebody protests, or there's shootings that happen, and it's just, what do we do anymore? Like, I'm afraid of.
There's
I mean,
really-
I hate to admit this, but I'm afraid of society as of currently right now.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
wrong. I mean, my area, there was in about 100-mile radius of where I live, there was like this mass text that got sent out to a bunch of young girls that came from a sex trafficking website, So if the
Wow.
girl clicked on it, it would hack into their phone, and they could be tracked by predators. I think it was 18 girls
Dude,
have gone missing from that area. So it's like,
Okay.
it's
That-
like I have a
that
lot
is
of friends who,
ridiculous.
yeah, I know. I have a lot of friends who are very cautious, and we're, you know, there's
People
a lot
get
of,
offended
like,
if you double knot your shoelaces. I wouldn't be surprised by that. I
I'm
double
not
knot
How
my.
surprised.
dare you not triple knot your shoes?
How do you supposed to triple knot, not double knot them? But
you tie your shoes.
I use slip-ons.
I just wear slides.
Hey, Lucy, I see you. What's going on, Lucy?
Easier.
Lucy Marie.
But for real, I mean, society right now is in a very radical state, to say the least, where basically anything can set out an outcry, and basically you can't really.
I'm good,
it's like-
Lucy. How are you doing?
I can't. I don't have the word, but it's basically like when they're basically society's on the edge of imploding, basically. So it's just kind of like where we're at.
Yeah, I'm like, and
Oh,
it goes
reading
back to
the,
my. Go ahead, Penguin.
I'm reading the article, and it wasn't just churches that were attacked. It was 3 luxury hotels that a lot of people were at. So they hit churches and
That's
hotels,
insane.
so you weren't safe anywhere.
That's just like what do you do if you, like, you're a family? I have a family, and I wanted to go on vacation. Like, I'm not gonna take my family nowhere. Like, we're not gonna go anywhere.
You
It's
too,
like,
Lucy.
Like, why would I go somewhere where I'm putting my family in a risk to get hurt? Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, come on.
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
talking about the Paris fire that happened with the Notre Dame Cathedral. I mean, I know that was an accident, but there was a lot of.
I thought,
this is the
there was
thing I'm
suspicions
sick of.
that wasn't
This is the
natural.
thing I'm sick of. Like, people were spreading, like, conspiracy theories and rumors, like, oh, some hated group, like, started the fire against, like, you know, Roman Catholic peoples. They have, like, a certain hate towards them. And I know it was, like, some faulty accidents that happened that started that fire, but honestly, that's just really the one thing that bothers me. It's just, like, it's like a
I
pet
think-
peeve of mine. People that just start
I think the thing that-
conspiracy theories.
that bothers me the most about that is, even in our homeland, Michigan, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water. But, you know, something in Paris, and I hate to sound very rude, but okay, the Notre Dame burns down. Billionaires are throwing tons of money to get it fixed. Why aren't they putting their money towards getting clean water for people, for children,
right.
for families? Or why aren't we fixing education systems? Why aren't we, you know, there's so many other things that they could be putting their money to, but instead they're doing that. I mean, that's just like, that's
there's
something
been
that bothers
memes
me.
about that fire. Yeah, no memes about that fire. There's actually some people that do take that seriously. I'd be fine if we just nuke the entire Earth and end it. I mean, honestly, you're not
That's what they're
wrong.
going towards.
Yeah, that's basically
That's
what they're.
honestly, we're close to that.
We are very, very
If,
close.
We're closer to World War III
the
than
next,
you
the
think.
next, the next
zombie
war will be
apocalypse
fought
is
with
gonna
bombs.
happen.
The one after will be fought with sticks and stones.
Oh, zombie apocalypse is already here. It's called Teenagers with a Smartphone.
It's called Teenagers with Jewel Pods.
Jewel pod. Oh my god, I hate people who have hate. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, I don't really mean this is not like one of the topics we talk about here, but Gas, thank you for bringing that up because message of the day, you know, don't hate people. Spread the love, spread the joy, care for those people around you, and build a stronger community instead of just, you know, hating other, you know, whether it be like races or, you know, certain religious groups and all that. We basically have our priorities messed up. I know, Momo, exactly.
I remember
The
back in
Walking
the day,
Dead
like,
will
even the
happen.
80s
You never
and-
know, Lucy. You never know.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like the 80s and even the early 90s, people used to help each other out, and then like somewhere along the mid 90s, early 2000s, it switched to, instead of how can I help my neighbor, how can I screw my neighbor over and ruin his life, is what the philosophy seems to be today.
Right? That's
I was
how.
about to say, I know that it used to be, even like when I was growing up, I was taught to, you know, help my neighbors, help people in need, et cetera, et cetera. So I've grown up with the mentality of, I see someone in need, I'm gonna help them. But a lot of people that I know don't have that mentality, who could just as easily, instead of helping that person, they will continue to walk down the street. Like, for instance, I've seen, people trying to carry groceries into their apartment. I will help that person carry groceries into their apartment if I see them, if it's, especially if it's an elderly person. Like, they've got these long stairs to climb up, and they've got bags on bags.
Especially if they live in apartments, too. Like an upstairs apartment.
Like, because of honestly, when you get older, there's a lot of fears. You're not strong as you used to be. So you got a fear walking upstairs, because what if you fall, break a hip? Especially if you live alone, like, that's really scary.
Exactly, Morgan.
So I have no
if
problems
Columbine wouldn't happen, I'm pretty sure less violence. But I mean, that's kind of a hard thing to think about, even if it didn't happen. Honestly,
it's impossible to say that if one thing didn't happen, this wouldn't have happened either. Because that's basically like saying if the British private would have shot Hitler, World War II would have never happened. You never know. Like, you can't these theories off of lists.
Yeah, you can't rewrite
there's
history.
the butterfly effect theory, where like one thing in the past caused everything else to happen, but there's no real proof behind that theory, because you can't go back and change it to see.
Exactly.
What am I eating? I'm eating rice and steak.
Kyle.
And plus, there's always evil people in the world. They're always going to find a way to do
quick
evil.
support
So
on
just one act is
Arcto Gaming, because she's streaming right now. I just shared her stream. That's why I was quiet the whole time.
Okay, no, you're good. You're good. Here, let me. I appreciate
put a pug
that.
Bark.
Oh, you put a pug bark there. I got you. Actually, I have pug bark in the title, so GG's. So, anyways, yeah, I want to move on here. Ray's right. I think we should move on here and talk about some NHL. Some NHL playoffs. Oh, Venom sounds super excited. I hear you in your voice. This man is super excited.
It's the first time since, I believe, 2012, since the Islanders have actually had a playoff contention. And the last time they were in the playoffs, they actually lost to Pittsburgh. So this time around, they come back. They come in strong. They have good coaching. Their goalie staff is insane right now. And they 4-0 the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are playoff
flawless
season
victory.
teams. Flawless victory, and they held the best player in the world to 1 point the entire series.
GG and a W.
1 point.
That's a GG and a W right there.
You can't ask for a better series. I was so impressed. Jordan Eberle, I think, leads the playoffs in scoring, or he's in second place right now, where he scored 6 goals in 4 games.
There it is, Penguin. There it is, man. You hit it right on the button. Yeah, that is Venom. Jen cannot get pizza tonight. They're all closed for Easter. All right, are they real? I don't know. I think there might be one place that's up. I know there's like a restaurant near me that's like closed for Easter. I look so comfy. Do I? I don't. Not really. I mean, this chair. I mean,
because of the pajama pants.
probably because of my pants, not the. Oh yeah, Penguin pants, just for you, Penguin. There it is, right there.
Dang.
I thought you were talking about my chair for a second.
Look with this yet.
Yeah, I'm representing Penguin's brothers and sisters on my pants. But
so going back to the NHL, go Hurricanes.
Okay.
And then the Penguins got resurrected. Mattman said be on in 10-15 minutes. I got you, man.
Nice.
So.
All right, so in your time, that's Noah time, so an hour. Gotcha.
Noah's time, that's an hour. Got you, man. All right, so Sharks and the Golden Knights. That game is tied 1-1 with 4:44 left in the third period. I'm just looking at this right now.
What's the series actually, Aaron?
It's the Golden Knights are up 3-2, and the Sharks win this one. They'll force a game 7. I think they were up 1-0 at one point, and until the Knights tied it.
Yeah.
And then they took over completely.
It's an expansion team, by the way.
Yeah,
so not only in their first season did they make it to the Stanley Cup, but in their second season they're back in the playoffs. Like, that's insane. Like, that's.
I mean, if you have an expansion team in the NHL, you gotta give them like very good players. I think that's like a certain rule.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the rule. So the way that expansion drafts work is so a team can they can save like 5 players, and then they have to put a couple up for sale in a way.
Knights will win.
So basically. They probably will, honestly. But
what am I wearing? These just Penguins, no big deal. Buy Penguin merch. I'm at the hockey expert too. I like your Libby room. Oh, thank you, Lucy. Appreciate that. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it could be better. I mean, let's give a shout out to all these pug kids real quick, because who needs amiibos, right? When you got these guys, all these pug kids.
Damn, you're throwing shots to amiibo collectors?
Nah, I mean, not really. I'm a tease. Easter pug. Happy Easter. By the way, happy Easter, guys.
Yeah, happy Easter, you guys.
Today's is Easter, so I hope you guys are having a good holiday. Do I ever play Friday the 13th? I actually put it in the Selection Saturday poll, but then it got outbeat by Apex and Jackbox. And Rufus is here. Pug Kids, yes! Yeah, Lucy's excited.
I know. Friday the 13th is kind of stale. I feel like that game is kind of stale right now.
It's fun, though, when you play with your friends and such. It actually is pretty fun. It just has
really
a lot of glitches.
Fun when it came out because it was something new that we hadn't seen in a while. But right now, the gaming is dominated by battle royales, which are very boring.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to be a different kind of game right now without being pretty perfect. Like for a game to be popular right now, it has to be perfect because no one's gonna want to play a game that is filled with glitches and stuff. So.
I mean,
I'm not gonna new
Friday
games that'll temporarily have people's attention. For example, World War Z.
All right, so going back to the
it'll
NHL real quick.
but...
Going back to the NHL real quick. Just want to mention the Avalanche are actually moving on in the Stanley Cup. They beat Flames' his favorite team, the Calgary Flames.
Wow.
See what I did there? See what I did there, Shadow? Yeah, 5-1, and they're moving on.
Wow.
They
Actually
put out the Flames. That's what they did.
Who would have thought that an Avalanche would beat a Flame?
I mean,
Well,
if you
in technicality, depending on the size of the Avalanche and the size of the Flame, then
yeah, it's just size does matter.
That's like saying Articuno just beat a Moltres.
That can happen too. That can happen too. If it was Gen 1, it could happen too.
But then again, ice is neutral.
Moltres.
Good holiday
Moltres
here,
was a
thanks. No problem, Lucy. What is annoying is that they're not including the campaign for BO4. Yeah, because Battle Royale was like such a thing. How about the underdogs kicking ass? Which underdogs? Because there's like a bunch of underdogs in the
for underdogs, by the way.
NHL's been amazing. Yeah, I watched like bits and pieces of it. Yeah, Lightning getting swept by the Blue Jackets. Yeah, that was pretty insane.
That was crazy.
Why?
That was insane. That was insane. And the reason why
the Lightning would have had a better matchup.
It's hockey.
Literally,
Everything is unpredictable in hockey. That's what I've realized. Even like if you could be like an 8th seed in the playoffs and go to the Stanley Cup, it's not like baseball or football or basketball. Hockey's the most unpredictable sport out there.
Hockey is so unpredictable because it could literally be like, oh shoot, the ice is a little bit hotter today. Like that's actually that's an actual science. It's an actual science. If the ice is if the arena is a little bit warmer, the ice has a different feel to it, meaning the puck can bounce differently, and it's a bunch of different things. And it could also be, hey, this guy on the other team is being a bigger dick today than he was yesterday. So,
which is true.
That is true,
it's
though.
All a matter. There's so many factors.
And here's a guy who likes to be a dick.
Here's a guy that likes to be a dick about it.
Hey, if you find out that a guy doesn't like when you mess with him, and you start messing with him, and you get in his head, that can change how a player plays. If a team scores first, and so the Lightning are the favorite in that series, right?
Well,
Columbus
not anymore. They're not.
No, they're not. But Columbus gets on the board first. Now it's like, oh shit, we got to kick into gear, and then all of a sudden, Columbus is playing with them at that high level. They weren't expecting that, All
right, so here's some other teams. Actually, I can tell one team that's moving on in the NHL. The St. Louis Blues beat out Winnipeg 3-2, and they won that series 4-2, and they're moving on. Bruins.
Nick would be happy.
Actually, I don't remember. I mean, he was a huge fan of hockey, but he had like a bunch of teams that he would be favored by. He was just a St. Louis Cardinals fan, not like a Blues fan or a but he was a Spurs fan. And the football, I don't know what he was with football. I mean, like, he had this, I don't know, it was a weird story with football, but I know, like, deep down, he was a true Redbird fan. Like, I do know that. But going to the Bruins and the Maple Leafs here real quick. They are going to a 7th game. So Bruins beat the Maple Leafs 4-2,
I
and
would
they're going to
rather
go.
the Bruins win, just so Islander fans like myself can say,
Hey, John Tavares, you can take your stick and shove it up your
Mankind's
ass.
a big NHL fan. Yeah, I know he is. Imagine Canadian ice puck and go, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I mean,
sorry about that. I
Oh,
didn't
sorry
hit you
about
with the puck, eh?
I know nothing of this. It's okay. It's okay, Momo. Like your LA Kings first 8 seed in the NHL to win that. That is true. That is absolutely true. I didn't even know you were an LA Kings fan.
I didn't even know the LA Kings were in contention.
Sharks
Now
are
you guys
tied
have
with
something in
the
common,
Knights right
liking
now.
bad sports teams in LA.
Oh, here we up. It's actually, I feel like that game's going to go to overtime. Yep, and it's end of regulation with
Is
the
it?
Sharks and the Golden Knights.
Knights are tied at 1-1.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's
here we go.
so if the Knights
And
score here, they're going to move on.
Yeah, they are.
That's going to be a fat rip and an L for the Sharks.
And the other
If they
one
lose,
going on
yeah.
to Game 6 is the Capitals and the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice if the Hurricanes could actually win.
I think the Capitals are going to take that series. Aren't they up 3-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather them, even if they do win, go to 7, so the Islanders can stay rested up. And Johnny Boychuk did get hurt in game 4 against the Penguins. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. Give him more time to recover before the series, so we have to play less games without him.
Yeah. Hurricanes are kind of like the Panthers. You never know what team's going to show up, a good team or a crappy team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
That's pretty much the same thing with all hockey teams. You never know
Pretty
who's going to
much.
show up.
Well, the other thing the Hurricanes have done in the past is like they had a team that went to the Stanley Cup and yeah, they lost, but they could have gone back the following year. But during the offseason, they didn't keep any of their good players that got them. They're like, oh, we're going to trade all the good players. And everybody's like, why do we suck this year? Well, hell, you trade all your good players to the other teams. That's why, dumbass.
Yeah. You traded all your good
It's
players.
gonna happen.
And you're left with nothing.
Absolutely a big squadoosh.
I'll never understand why a team trades all their good players. It's like, what's the
Money.
purpose in that?
If
It
you
was
have
the
an-
manager.
If
He
you
was a
have
dumbass.
if you have an older team,
No, it's
and
my
you
stake.
have some, I don't know
It is
about
mine.
the Carolina team, but like if you have an older team and you have a chance to make some profit off of them to build a younger team, that's why some managers will do it. But if you don't have any young guys that have shown promise, don't get rid of your old guys until you start to get those new guys. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was
It
the
reminds
thing.
me
None
of
of the
when-
young guys had shown it was their
Difference.
veteran players that were getting them there, and they traded all their veterans to try and get young guys. Like, well, we want to build a team. I was like, well, you didn't have anybody to build with. You got rid of them.
Yeah, at least like keep a couple of players around when you build a young
That's,
team.
That's
But I can
honestly
say I
what-
do have a jersey from the Hurricanes that's signed by the Hurricane team that actually did win the Stanley Cup. I've got it in a frame.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's what Jaromir Jagr was for a while. He was kind of like.
Oh
that
my
stepping
God, I
stone,
forgot him.
That
Mario
That
Lemieux,
veteran player-
Jaromir Jagr, Ron Francis. I remember that Penguins '90s team like the back of my hand.
oh man, that team was insane.
I'm surprised
was a
they
team.
never really won a Stanley Cup with that lineup. I'm so surprised with that.
Yeah, they were sick. Like they were like the top dogs.
Anybody remember the goalie Patrick Waugh and Martin Brodeur? Yeah, the two goalies that were like top.
Ah, of course, they were top dogs. They were neck and neck trying to break. Marty Brodeur was trying to break Waugh's record up until basically his last season.
Patrick Waugh was probably one of the GOAT goalies of all time for the NHL and the Avalanche too. So, if you guys don't agree with me, well, that's kind of your problem. But
You're wrong.
don't at me on
Yeah.
Twitter.
You don't agree? You're wrong.
You're wrong, Colonel Sanders. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Oh my
No, Colonel
God.
Sanders, you're wrong. Mama's right.
Something's wrong with your Abdul Oblongata. Yeah, it's all about teamwork. Yep, exactly, Lucy. You hit it right on the button. Especially with all sports, unless you're playing golf.
Or
And
like bowling.
and speaking of, we actually talked about this last week with
Actually,
Tiger
baseball,
Woods.
too.
Aztec, well,
Think
yeah,
about it,
he was
baseball's
another
not-
one too, Matt. He was another one that was right up there. Definitely like top 10 for sure. But we were talking about sports that didn't require teamwork. And like I said, I was mentioning golf. How do you guys feel about Tiger Woods winning the Masters, like that comeback win? How do you guys feel?
Me,
That was
Great.
good.
That was
I
great.
mean, everything he had been through in his life, like even though he made a mistake, like with the sex scandal, and then he had all the surgeries.
Sleeping.
To see
Alright,
him
man,
come
man.
back and take another Masters, he earned
That's
it,
insane.
and I think it was good that he got it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no
sure.
question. Everybody
It honestly-
and their mother wanted Tiger to win that tournament, hands down. And
It's
especially
honestly-
when he was going off in the final 4 holes, it was insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shut up, dude. You know you care.
'Cause I was like, I didn't watch a whole lot of golf growing up, but like every time somebody would mention golf, it was always like, oh, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods. So like, every
I don't
time
watch it
would
just for
watch
Tiger
it-
Woods. I
No,
normally
no,
watch
I
golf
don't really watch it at all.
because I mean, golf's gonna be relevant again because Tiger won. I know that, but I've always been a huge fan of golf. I've even played golf before, so it's pretty fun. Like go out to all the golf courses and
I've
such.
enjoyed watching it different times. Even the ladies PGA, they have some good players on there too.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of people. And we're talking about like Jordan Spieth, friggin' Rory McIlroy, Louis Oosthuizen's another one. Phil Mickelson can be kind of the veteran, of course, the veteran lefty. Bubba Watson, another
And Dick
lefty.
Cheney.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney? What? What are you talking about? Here's a guy that doesn't know from politicians to golf players.
He's a good shot for Facebook.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to throw
But
that
I
in there
remember,
'cause it's
I remember
hilarious.
back in the
I don't
day,
follow
like,
golf
what
at
was
all.
it? Payne Stewart and some of the older ones. I used to
Oh,
enjoy watching
yeah,
them back in the
yeah,
90s.
yeah.
I think it was Payne Stewart who tried to keep the thing alive where they had the pulled up pants with the long socks.
Oh yeah, I remember that exactly. And he had that little hat that he would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a
And-
golf hat. Well,
yeah,
not like.
Davis loved the third Matt. He was a good player too back in the day.
Mm-hmm. And then
And I think wasn't it Payne Stewart that Matt can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Payne Stewart he slowly got out of golf after what happened to his wife and kid. They were crushed by 2 rail cars at a train station or something.
I think
I want to say that was
Tiger Woods really made his name in golf. Yeah, that was like going back to like even the late 90s and early 2000s. And here's a fun fact though. I was at the US Open, like US Open 2000 at Pebble Beach, where he had that insane record performance that he had. It was just like, my God, it was just absolutely. It was an awesome feeling because if you guys haven't been to Pebble Beach, like sometimes it'll hold like one of the majors for the US Open. It is one of the most beautiful golf courses I've been to out in Northern California.
yeah they got it's a pretty course, and I went to a couple of them ones they had in Hawaii where they played just to walk around, and those are some pretty courses too.
Yeah, but the ones like I want to go to, even though Augusta, you know, that where the Masters usually held at, it is super
Oh, yeah.
expensive to go obviously.
Yeah.
Jesus,
But what
gas.
about his first, what was it, 1 or 2 years when Tiger got in, and then he went to Scotland to play a match, and he beat the crap out of Scotland at their own course, and they invented the sport.
Speaking of Tiger, I was actually glad that you still mentioned him. Like this actually made me really emotional too. They actually like did a flashback to where he like won the Masters, you know, back 20 years ago, where he was hugging his father, and then it goes back to today where he was hugging his his children, which kind of had those moments where it was a 20 years later experience.
Then and now.
Yeah, then and now basically is what it was. That
Then,
made me
now,
cry.
forever.
Yeah. Well, calm down, WWE. But yeah, that was one of the. It was a moment I was crying on the inside. It was just absolutely awesome. But
Yeah,
I think
know a lot of people, like, internet and Twitter erupted. I kept getting tags and like, Tiger
oh
Woods,
yeah,
Tiger Woods. I'm like, okay, I know.
yeah. It was literally. I was talking to a couple people about that on Twitter when that was going on too. So Matt Man said, I think he said he was getting on hold. Let me oh wait, oh he's right here. Okay. I didn't even see. Okay, well he might have just popped in. Right
And
where
there
I
it
was
is,
about to
chat.
talk. And there it is. Okay, there we go. Okay. And there it is. Right there. Right there. It was nice to see
it is,
him
on
with his
fire.
son. You cried too. I know. It was awesome, Lucy. Absolutely, if you didn't like that, then obviously you have no heart and you have no soul. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But Matt, I'm glad you joined because we're gonna switch gears real quick. You had something to talk about that was wrestling related.
Don't I always though? Didn't I always have something wrestling related?
Well, yeah, me and Penguin were just talking about that like 10 minutes ago. It's always something wrestling related.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
when you're
what
a
I said
fan-
was, as much as Matt gets annoyed with Haley and anime, I was like, he can't really talk. He does the same thing with wrestling.
That's true, and zombies.
And
And zombies too.
All
I
right.
get very passionate about zombies.
All right, so the floor is yours, Matt, man.
So, for those of you who are familiar or unfamiliar with wrestling, are you, anybody in this room familiar with the Montreal Screwjob?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds like
So-
a
Shawn
I didn't know
Michaels and
that.
Bret Hart.
So all these years we've been hearing the sides of Shawn Michaels. Vince has never gone on record to say what really happened, and all these people on the side saying, "Oh, this is what happened. Oh, this is what happened." Brett saying, "Oh, this is what happened." But I just heard I had an interview on satellite radio, and the one person that nobody seems to get the perspective from, 20 plus years later, Earl Hebner, the referee who actually called for the bell.
The referee for that
he was
match
on-
too.
Yes, Hall of Fame wrestler Earl Hebner, the Hall of Fame referee. I mean, the guy was
All right,
an
Ray,
absolute
take it easy, man.
seller.
Bye, Ray.
But he was on the radio and he was basically talking about. They did a documentary. I think it was like Dark Side of the Ring is what it was called, which touched on the Montreal Screwjob. And they asked Earl Hebner like, how much of what your story, your perspective, did they hit on? He said nothing. They only got like maybe a little bit. So they asked him to expand upon his perspective. And just hearing this guy's perspective of what happened that day, it just make me feel like this is not a. They didn't screw Brett. They screwed Earl Hebner in this particular situation. So this is
Oh my
basically
God,
just
Zombie
that's
Zombie
scary.
Cactus just said, "Why does that sound like a sex move?" What the
What?
hell?
What?
The
What?
Montreal screw job.
Well,
I don't
that is
know.
cactus for you. So
I
basically,
don't know. That
hearing
was
his
random.
And
perspective,
here's a guy who likes
Um,
to think that this is a sex move.
right?
Here's
But
a
they
guy.
have they were talking about the day that it happened. He was actually on a private jet flying to Montreal with Bret Hart. And little as you know, Bret Hart and Earl Hebner were best of friends. And
Mhm.
I think Bret kind of had an idea because they knew that he was going to be going to WCW. So he had a feeling that somehow, some way, something was not right. And so he basically told Earl, "Look, Earl, don't count me out, man. Don't count me out in the ring." He's like, "No, Bret, I will not count you. I will not count you out unless your shoulders are on the ground. Just keep your shoulders up. Keep your shoulders up." They didn't know how the match was going to end, and so Earl didn't know until he walked into. They call it the gorilla position. The gorilla position. No, it's not a sex move. The gorilla position is the. That's where all the backs. That's where all the backstage people are at. And they're all. That's where basically the guys who are ready to come out to the entrance music wait there. They get kind of pumped up. Vince tells them what to do. Blah blah blah. So Earl goes to the gorilla position, and he gets told by one of the people backstage, "Earl, this is what you're gonna have to do in this thing. I want you to. Once Shawn gets Brett in the sharpshooter, I want you to call for the bell." So he's like, "What? What the? Really? Why?" He's like, "Don't ask. Just do it." I'm like, "Well, I can't do that. That's my best friend. I promised him I wasn't gonna."
All right, Gas,
I
have a
was
good
going
one,
to do
man.
this to him. And so Brett, as Alex walks over to say hello. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex
so
Ice
Brett-
Cream.
Hi, Alex Ice Cream. Okay, I'm explaining something right now. Give me 1 second, buddy. So he goes there and he said the guy basically gives him an ultimatum saying, "Earl, who pays your salary? Does Brett pay your salary, or does Vince pay your salary?" So he said, "I don't know what I'm going to do." And he walked to the ring. He was like sick to his stomach the entire walk down to the ring. So fast forward to the screw job. As soon as it happened, he just said, I just, as soon as I got to the ring, I had to decide, and it's decided in the moment. So we fast forward to today, 22 years later. It took him 21 years to finally get over this. What happened? Like, his career was never the same because of people everywhere were saying, "You screwed Brett, you screwed Brett," and he's like, "Well, if you only knew." But then the sad part for this story is that not only that he's had to deal with this entire time, but the two things. Number one, when they asked Bully Ray, who is Bubba Ray Dudley in the WWE, asked him point blank, "Earl, did anybody reach out to you after you were let go from WWE?" He said, "Not a one. Nobody. Like, no one reached out to him to say, 'Are you okay? Are you feeling all right?'" And the number two part, which really pissed me off as a human being, he told him that not only did he get this kind of treatment, but his brother was so sick to his, was like so
Yeah,
ill
Brian
because of what
Hebner.
happened to him.
Yeah, Brian is
Yeah,
his
Brian
brother.
Hebner got so ill. He is in the worst condition possible. He's still breathing air, and Earl's been positive about him. But he is sick to his stomach because nobody reached out to check on either of them to see how they're doing. And he says Vince has never reached out to lend a helping hand to his brother, who is very ill. Very ill.
Stone Cold by far, Lucy. Hands down.
And so I'm like, I listen to this, I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. Like, this guy is the... I mean, they say Vince is the devil, but God, that just proves it. This guy has no class.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's basically putting this referee as a scapegoat for this screw job, and all these years...
Wasn't there a documentary about this too?
Yeah. Earl Hebner actually... Earl Hebner basically told them, look, after the day after that screw job, I kept fearing every time I walked in the streets, I feel like someone was going to kill me. And for 21 years, he kept having that feeling that someone was going to be such a crazy person, come out of nowhere, and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But he did this. He had one choice: either be an upstanding friend to Bret Hart and lose his job, and lose his money that can pay the bills for his family, or think of his family and screw his friend. So I just listened to this. I'm like, oh my God.
What would you do if you were in that position, you guys?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what would you...
nobody could decide that.
There's no good. It's a lose-lose, honestly.
Yeah,
Yes!
and obviously, yeah, lose-lose. There's no
If
question
you hear
about
that
it.
perspective, I really do hope that everybody who has ever thought, oh, well, you screwed Bret, oh, screw this, you screwed Bret, I wish you would die, that they hear this part of this little interview, and that they understand that Earl was the real victim here, not Bret.
Mm-hmm.
Earl was the real victim, because Bret, he was leaving regardless. He couldn't even care. He was leaving for WCW, but Earl was stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I felt for the guy, man.
Well, I think what they were doing to screw Bret, and they made Earl the scapegoat because they knew the backlash was going to happen.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the kicker. Regardless of what happened, if Earl rang it or not, that bell was going to get rung. He said that. He said the bell's going to be ringing whether I was there or not. Sergeant Slaughter and Vince McMahon were out that ringside. They could have easily said, ring the bell, and then left Earl out of the decision, and his career would have been completely different. His life would have been so much better. But no, Vince wanted to screw over Earl and put him in a way where Vince can go, I didn't call for the bell. I don't know what he was thinking. It was just like, you gotta be kidding me. But
using him.
Just hearing that, I'm like, good God, man, that's something that had to be put out there. I had to get that out to the masses.
If that was
in this
me,
podcast.
and I was gonna throw this out there. If that was me in that position, like in Earl Hebner's position, I would rather be in a coma for the next 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like, honestly, and then rather to have that situation.
I'd rather lose my job.
It is an impossible. Well, here's the thing, though. It's the tough part.
Or
is
to lose my job. Yeah.
His decision
I'd
was:
rather do that
do
than
I
lose a friend.
do I basically screw over the person I just told about 12 hours ago? I'm not gonna screw you over, in a sense. Paraphrasing, I'm not gonna screw you over, and then I screw him over. But then it's like, you gotta think
Owen
about it.
Hart
He's got a
rep,
family.
yeah. I know.
And by the way, his daughter, who's still alive to this day, so bless her heart, she's still alive to this day. But his daughter has a mental disability, and so he could not do that. He could not sacrifice that money, because without that money, he wouldn't be able to treat his daughter at all, or provide the care that she deserves. So, keep that in perspective too. Of, do I choose between Bret or my family that really needs this money?
Right.
He chose his family.
He chose his family. He was a good man, but at what cost, though?
Yeah.
Either way, he
yeah.
was screwed. Either way, he was screwed.
Either way, he was taking a big fat L.
Yes. But I had to get that. I told Kyle about this like a week ago. I told him, dude, you have to let me talk about this on the podcast. This is just too much.
And I'm glad
too
you
much
brought
not
it
to
up.
let out.
And yeah,
Oh my
but like
gosh.
22 years later, though, I mean, yeah, 21
Yes,
years the story comes out, like the actual truth comes out. That is just absolutely insane.
He just said just last year he's finally been okay with. He's been up to grips with when people keep saying you screw Bret. Usually he was fearful. Now he's like, just last year I just got over it, and I just have been able to go and brush it off. It took him 21 years to do that. That is sad.
That it took that long for there to be this.
I think people
it's-
forgive him now.
It's uncalled for.
I know. Well, I mean, you see what happened with this random freaking probably pothead who
21
ran in the middle of the Hall of Fame speech for Bret Hart and attacked him. I mean, people are crazy.
Yeah.
I would not put it past somebody to do that to him.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier too, because I'll bring it up just as one time, like the attack in Sri Lanka. about how crazy
Oh,
people
yeah?
are getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There were churches today on Easter Sunday. Like 3 churches got set on fire. I'm like, oh my god, what kind of sick world are we living in right now?
Mean, it goes. Well, yeah. I mean, Gas was talking about the Sri Lanka victims.
This world is full of negativity.
Yeah, the world is full of
It's so
negativity.
sad.
It is sad, and we were talking about that a little bit earlier too. And Undertaker's still going from 1991. Yeah, Undertaker hasn't really retired, honestly. I think the last
still
time.
going.
Yeah, I think the last time he came out is the segment with Elias where he just gave him the boot, choke slam, tombstone, 1, 2, 3, and the crowd did it with him.
If you want to talk about people that are still going, did you see that Goldust wanted his release?
Yeah, he hung it. He's hung it up. I think he said he's done. He actually put on his Twitter him putting his Goldust outfit and his gold mask into like a little treasure chest.
Yep.
Just in general, life sucks for 90 people. Yeah, exactly, Cactus. Exactly, my brother.
Well, let's look. I'm actually going to clarify something real quickly. Actually, Earl did say the day after that screw job happened, Undertaker was one of the guys who did reach out to him and say, "Hey, man, how you feeling, man? Are you feeling okay?" So I take that back. Taker did reach out to him, and he kind of
Good guy,
try to
Taker.
console. But Vince, one key element here, even though Vince didn't reach out to him, he had a meeting the very next day because Raw was in Montreal, and so Earl
imagine the crowd back then.
Oh yeah, Earl spewed his heart out to Vince, saying, "Vince, I'm scared for my life right now. I don't know what to do. People are gonna try to kill me and hate me." And he's like, Vince's response was, "Oh, don't worry about it. Nobody will do that to you. You'll be good." Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
you're a class act.
You're a class act. Yeah, nobody's gonna do that to you.
You're a class act, Vince. Here's a guy who's a dick.
Yeah, but you're talking about the
you're
Raw
right.
after WrestleMania. Of course, the crowd's gonna be extremely. What's the word I'm looking for? Toxic.
Every time Earl Hebner, from that point on, every time Earl Hebner was in anywhere, if there was a show in Canada, Vince had to pull him from the card. He had to pull him because you didn't want him to be a liability or getting killed or something like that. And plus, the crowd would be completely livid. Every time they see him, they say, "You screwed Brett! You screwed Brett!" And probably other obscenities be shot towards
Hostile.
him,
Yeah,
but-
Hostile's the other one too. Yeah, toxic
Very.
and hostile.
The other thing is, if he really wanted to, today,
Cody Rhodes
because
has
if you look at
his
other sports,
new
like NFL
wrestler
and the
company.
others that have
Yeah,
allowed to-
AEW, I think.
that have been allowed to sue for something that happened years ago, he really has a good case against that guy for that.
He
for mental
actually
anguish on the family. He has a very good case.
He does. And the thing that actually gets to me though is I can't believe he's been still alive and kicking after all those years he's been holding that anxiety, the stress inside of Earl. I don't know how you can hold it for that long. I mean, that's GG's to him for coming out and just saying that sort of thing, but yeah, but Penguin's right though. He does have a really good case to actually sue the company for making him suffer throughout those 20 plus years.
Well, Bully Ray
even
Dudley is
gonna do it,
actually a
though?
friend of his, though. So, I mean, to be fair, he has a show on Sirius XM, and Bubba Ray's really been, since he's been in the WWE, he's always been a friend to Earl. So, naturally, Earl trusts Bubba Ray big time. So, when he says, "Hey, man, I want you to come out in our radio show, and I want you to spew your guts there, buddy," naturally, Earl trusts him and says, "Yeah, man, I got you. Let's do this." But that was just following. They had a little documentary. I think it was. I can't remember what TV show it was on or TV station, but it was called Dark Side of the Ring, and they were focusing on the Montreal screw job, and so they talked to different perspectives, and they talked to Earl, but Earl basically said, like I said before, that they barely got anything of what he said to them on TV. So that's why Bubba was like, "All right, well, come on my show."
Was it censored out on TV? Did they censor it out on purpose? Or?
Yeah, it's on purpose. I think is what they're doing. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I mean,
Because
probably Vince was
we
like,
have a thing,
"Nope."
If at that time, and even with that documentary, if the truth had come out, he would have had way more backing to go after them then. So they did everything to keep him as a scapegoat.
Oh, yes. Exactly.
You know it. I mean, that's just.
I mean, he can still go after him now, but he doesn't want to screw over his friend that's trying to help him get the truth out. So
that just shows class.
now I
Yeah, but
feel
he's
like
kind of
he's
like back in
just
that rock and a
showing
hard
his-
place, though. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, because he
Mhm.
wants to go after him, but yet, oh, now my buddy's over him, so I can't screw him over.
Mhm, right? Oh, I can't instead of screwing him one-on-one, let's just try to do it, but he would team up against him 2-on-1.
The only way
Yeah.
he could do it is he could sue the individual who put him in that spot and not the actual organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd rather see the
Be the only
person
way he
than the
could do it.
organization, to be honest. For making
Yeah,
you
for
go
those who
through
are
all that
saying
pain
Vince
and
McMahon's a
suffering.
good owner, he is not. Nobody's a good, especially when you have a
Yeah.
like all that money and a huge ego. Yeah, nobody's good in this world.
Yeah.
No.
Until someone dethrones him, he's not going to give a rip about anybody.
Mhm.
Stone Cold.
care. Everybody's expendable.
So yeah, I mean, I honestly, it's just mind-boggling now that I hear it from today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's not
That-
just
that,
wrestling either. There's been like that stuff going on in boxing, in football, and so on. There's a lot of crap
Mhm.
behind the scenes that goes on in certain sports that
Mhm.
people just don't catch.
Yeah, and it's invisible to like 90% of the people who just watch, you know, any sort of event like football, baseball, basketball, even hockey, for example. That
There's one
Box-
that kind of woke a lot of people up to that, in football-wise, and that was the game with the Falcons versus the Patriots, because they were beating the tar out of the
Oh.
Patriots, and then at halftime, it's like they didn't even try. And I was like, money exchanged hands somewhere in that locker room. There's no way this is
Yeah.
the same team.
Did you see the fan that dropped Bret Hart? That
In
was
those
so yeah
last,
for
what,
the
2 or
Hall
3
of Fame.
minutes where
Yeah, that
the-
was pretty bad.
Where the Patriots came back.
I wouldn't even call it. I
It's
wouldn't call it a fan either. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it
The
was
Patriots,
a fan.
They came out in the second half, and they were just destroying the Falcons when they kept them like at almost only 3 points the entire first half.
Yeah.
You want to know who held the Patriots' offense was the Rams' defense, but our offense didn't show up. But that's yeah. I do not want to talk about it.
Why would you bring that up? That's like a fat L and a rip for you.
Well, not a L for the defense. It was a
the
fat
Rams had
L
a
to the
very
offense.
damn good defense and were doing good, but when you have no offense to supplement the points, it's
If Jared Goff would have just arisen and woken up from the ashes and scored at least 20-something points, I feel like we would have won. That was like the
That's what
target
we call
number
a big
was
fat
20.
rip and an L.
Yeah, big fat rip and an L, but yeah, such is life, and I feel like we'll make another shot at the playoffs, especially this
Well,
next upcoming season.
but to try and get off of the conspiracy theory side, I'll say this:
Yeah.
if you go on YouTube, watch. There was a video. The guy, I don't know if it's still up in case people found it. They tried to take it down, but there was a guy. He posted proof of
Probably
money
Lucy.
fixes the game, and I can't remember how he titled it, but it was basically like proof that people with money are fixing the games and how people win. He went over football, he went over wrestling, he went over boxing, and he showed each individual event where a certain person or a certain team was doing good, but another team that was coming up that wasn't supposed to be doing that good, or a person, all of a sudden something happened to them and they couldn't do anything.
Right?
And he went through all the theories and showed proof of it. And I was like, holy hell, that happens more than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of BS that happens with conspiracy theories, and there's a
Yeah,
lot
but-
more we don't know, for sure.
Yeah. But that's why I said with his particular, he showed actual proof, not just he was sitting in front of the webcam and just ran his mouth. He actually showed footage and the proof of stuff that was happening. And I was just like, damn. When you actually show proof with why you show that, it's kind of hard to refute it.
Exactly. But yeah,
But we can all agree the worst thing to have in the NFL was a replacement refs and the Seattle Green Bay game.
and don't forget Des Bryant's catch in that other playoff game. That should have been
Yeah,
a
we
catch, but
never
it was
forget
there.
that.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of other stuff that happens. Deflategate, yeah, just like a bunch of other BS.
The funniest thing with Deflategate, though, was the following year when they had to play the Colts again, and the fans were wearing deflated football hats and had a deflated cake for sale.
Yeah.
I died!
Deflate cake, nice.
And there was one
Deflate
fan
cake.
that he made it the best. They purposely showed him, and he had a sign that said, "Hey Brady, I hear you need this for footballs," and he was holding up an air pump.
Oh my
Oh my god.
I was like, "Damn, that is so awesome!"
That burn though. You want some ointment with that burn? Yeah, that is awesome. You would Bill approve.
Is he really? Really, Lucy?
Wait, John Cena's in the new Suicide Squad? Wait,
Wait, is that confirmed?
what? Is that confirmed or is that just a rumor?
It might not be confirmed, but it's probably gonna happen.
Roman Reigns is going to be in Hobbs and Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Alongside with The Rock.
That's right. That's nice, like his
I know
cousin.
The Rock is there. They're still talking about The Rock possibly being Black Adam in the next Shazam.
I think he is.
I think it might
it
be an
just
actual
says,
thing.
John Cena is rumored right now for Suicide Squad.
I'm pretty
2.
sure he is. I think after the credits of Shazam.
Are you
which I'm
sure?
gonna
Are
probably
you
see
sure
tomorrow.
John Cena doesn't look like Ernest P. World 2.0? Like, I'm just asking. No, I'm actually like, does he not look like Ernest P. World? Like, ho ho ho, Vern. That must be some kind of a cigarette
do
lighter.
not understand.
You don't know who
John
Ernest P.
Cena looks
World
like
is?
Ernest
Jim
went to
Varney.
the gym and got steroids.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Varney. You don't know who Jim Varney is, Matt? Really?
Oh,
No.
dude.
No.
Wow.
Just look up whether you have to buy it on eBay for $1. I don't care. Look up Ernest movies or even best clips on YouTube. They were some of the best movies I watched.
James
growing up.
who?
On the Wrestle
Jim
Talk?
Varney.
Yeah, Jim Varney.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Varney or Harnia or something like that.
Harney.
No, no, no.
Or Harnia. Varney,
Yeah.
Varney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking
Matt
about that.
only
Never mind.
watches
I got you.
WWE. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I
He'll-
get that now. Ernest goes to the. Yeah, I know him now. I didn't know his real name
Ernest
now.
goes to
Yeah,
jail. Ernest
Yes,
is
I've seen him. I've seen him.
Yeah,
he's
Ernest
a pretty
saves
kooky
Christmas.
dude.
This must be some kind of a cigarette lighter. He just shoots
Now,
the
the
egg.
only thing with Ernest that nobody could figure out was he talking to a cameraman or was he talking to an actual person named Vern? He's supposed to be like his best buddy or something.
That's
Yeah, 'cause I watch more than that, bro.
honestly that we will never know the answer. That's like one of the biggest life mysteries, like to this day. Was he talking to? Yeah, which was a very good point. Was he talking to somebody named Vern, or was it just a camera guy? The world may
Or was
never
a camera
know.
guy named Vern?
That it could be both at the same time. How ironic would that be?
Uh-huh.
But what about that crazy duo that was always in his movies? That they played the security guards, they played the chefs at the camp.
They played the
That-
two
those
brothers. They played the two
Yeah.
brothers at the. What was it? Does a fat puppy hate fast cars? Psh. Yeah, I forget Ernest. That humor was so corny as hell, but oh my god.
Yeah, but they were in like I think every one of his movies, and it just those two were just too funny. But I liked them in Ernest Goes to Jail because where they were like the next door conspiracy theory, military. They had minefield in their front yard guys.
Oh my god.
It was so damn funny.
Still think John Cena won't be bigger than. Yeah, that is true, Lucy. But anyways, I want to move on here to some video game stuff. The most important thing I want to talk about is you guys know what E3 is, right? Or,
Yep.
I hope I hope you guys know what E3 is. Otherwise, I'm gonna
No,
feel
I actually
stupid.
don't know what E3 is. I don't know what E3 is.
Shut up, Shadow. You guys, that is BS. But anyway, so I had the schedule in front of me about how the press conferences and the times and schedules and which company is going to hold on each day. So first of all, I want to say that Sunday, June 9th is when E3 is going to come out. Like, it's when it's all going to get started. So, like, I think the most of the stuff for 1 p.m. Pacific time, and then obviously that's 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's when Microsoft, I think, is going to make its thing. And I've been looking at it, and Sony and EA will not be holding live press conferences this year. And Venom, we were discussing about this earlier. They even said, Sony wasn't going to make an appearance. I think, didn't PlayStation, wasn't that a thing too?
So they announced it's because they're working on the PlayStation 5, so they don't actually have anything to announce. I mean, because they can't really announce the PlayStation 5 because it's not ready yet. So
They pulled out better than my dad.
Oh,
Ouch.
they pulled out better than I did with Monica. Bill.
And there's the first. Well, not the first Bill joke. It probably won't be the last either. But
No, it won't be.
Damn the man.
The legend of Bill will live on.
Bill. it's what he.
I stole those words.
But so June 9th is when it starts. So you'll have Microsoft on there, and I feel June 10th on the next day after that, Ubisoft, also at 1:00 p.m. Pacific time. That'll be, they'll make it like a press conference for that too. I guess they'll be taking their spot because I guess they have some announcement there. And Square Enix is another one, and then last but not least, these are the TBA ones I'm reading. So basically, Square Enix, that's to be announced, and just like last year, Nintendo is always last, and that's going to be to be announced as well. So my question is to you guys. Who do you think will have the best show or the best conference for this year?
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
You say, okay, I hear a couple of Nintendo. Venom, why do you say Nintendo?
I mean, honestly, the Switch is probably the best console to get right now.
Yeah.
So I think if they just can bring out some really good games for it,
There is.
maybe introduce I don't even know, maybe introduce some kind of more cross compatibility or something. I don't really know. I just feel like they're gonna have the best show just because
It's fine, Cactus. It's fine, dude.
it's Nintendo. I mean, I can't see Microsoft bringing anything that I'm gonna enjoy. Maybe Halo. That's about it.
What about the Xbox One S?
It's a reskin of the one, and you actually don't even have a disc.
You can't even put a disc in the new Xbox. Why do I
Exactly.
want to do that? That's just
That's
so
gonna
stupid.
take up
I
a lot of
understand-
gigs.
I understand
yeah.
that. That's the thing. They're gonna make money off of it for people that are gonna buy it just to say they have the new console. There's nothing different about it besides you can't inject a disc.
It's like the
which is
PS4
so
Pro,
stupid.
except you can actually
It
inject the
reminds
disc
me
into
of all
it.
the Apple, the new Apple computers. They don't have anything you can throw a disc into. You have to buy a separate thing to if you want to burn CDs. Then
That's like
there's
That's like
it's
with the phones
what?
where you had to put the adapter in to put your circle jacked headphones in. It's stupid.
Yeah.
All right, so let me go to
Yeah.
Shadow here really quick. Shadow, you said Nintendo also. I want you to explain why as well.
Well, because it's like what Venom said, the Switch is the best console to get right now, and plus there's a good
EA
amount
Sports,
of
it's
games
in the
that are coming out this year.
DLC. Penguinator.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I agree with both of you. I feel like Nintendo is obviously going to kill it this year because of there's a couple of games that are being released or they're still in the waits of being released. One of them, well, that's going to be, I feel like they're going to show this at E3 more than likely. Pokemon Sword and Shield is probably they're going to show a little bit of a clip of that. Especially
They're gonna show something.
they'll show something. I don't know what.
I'm so sad that Pokemon is coming out for Switch now instead of the DS. I grew up playing a DS, so
I missed
it's a little
it.
sad.
I
It's a little
grew
sad.
I grew up on the Game Boy, so I'm an old fart. But
Well, see, I actually had to buy a Game Boy to play the Game Boy games, man. I bought a
I
Game
grew
Boy
up with
Color.
Nintendo.
actually,
Nintendo DS.
I don't know if you knew this, Venom, but there's a app you can download on your computer. It's called Visual Boy Advance, where you can play all your Game Boy games on your PC, which is pretty dope, honestly.
That's pretty cool.
Cactus,
I
it's
don't-
all right,
there's,
man. You're good.
Phones. There's a phone app, like a GBA emulator. I don't really know
Yeah,
how to
Visual
work them,
Boy
but they have
Advance.
those too.
That's what it's called. So, Pokemon
good.
Sword and Shield. I feel like they're gonna show something out of there. I
What,
know
is
the
it a whole
remake
new
of
region, or is it a reskin?
it's a whole new region. It's Gen 8. Pokemon Sword and Shield is Gen 8, and I feel like they were talking about Link's Awakening before, and I feel that's gonna be released. I think I believe Link's Awakening remade or reimagined. I think that'll be released somewhere next week. I'm pretty sure they're gonna show that as well. Everybody was saying, a new Animal Crossing. Now I know I don't play Animal Crossing. I haven't really touched Animal Crossing. I know a couple people who
I
do,
don't play it either.
but
know the
I
memes.
feel honestly I think Animal Crossing is a little way overdue to have a new game.
I think also you gotta remember, Smash Ultimate is probably one of the best fighting games right now. It's really big on
Oh,
the
no.
competitive scene.
Oh, no question.
So, and I feel like if they can
Mortal
keep
Kombat
updates
will
with
probably. Mortal
it,
Kombat
Mortal
will
Kombat
definitely.
will it'll
contend
kick
with
it out
it.
of the water. But
It will contend.
If you think about it, yeah, as long as Nintendo can contend with Mortal Kombat, then they're gonna be.
It's actually going to be released on the Switch. Mortal Kombat 11 will be released on the Switch too.
There you go.
And if
was
Sony
thinking
goes
about
on
pre-ordering it
radiant
just to get a
graphics for the
Scorpion
PS5,
mask.
you'll be on the fence about getting it. You hate radiant graphic. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that, Penguin. Honestly, like if worst comes to shove, that does happen, I might just end up getting a Switch or something Nintendo related. And just be done with
saw
like
that.
PlayStation and Call of Duty in
Dang.
general. Just become a Nintendo streamer. My boyhood dream has
like
come
Vinny.
true, just like Shawn Michaels.
Original 151, just play Pokemon.
Oh my God! Well, you just mentioned Vinny. I love you for
My
saying
boy
that.
Vinny.
Freaking
You actually
Dobbs
rated
and
him.
Dylan.
You rated him on YouTube one day, man. That's
I
how
did,
found
yeah.
him.
Yeah, it was like not a big raid, but he kind of knows who I am though. I'm not like huge,
Yeah,
but
that's
he's.
when I saw him. So ever since.
Oh
it's
yeah,
been
he
like a solid
retweeted.
year.
He retweeted my thing when I don't remember what it was he retweeted, but I think it was like Vinny. It was like his react. It was like a reaction towards something. I don't remember what it was, and then I got like he retweeted it, and then like 300, 400 people like liked my tweet or something after he retweeted it. I don't remember what happened, but my views just went skyrocketed through the roof after he saw that, and he wanted to use that for an intro for a video. I don't know if he did or if he didn't, but it was pretty awesome. Like Vinny's like a very cool dude. I actually look up Pokemon wise. And I know he's like younger than me and all that, but you know what? Age doesn't matter when you look up to somebody. Look at the picture you
Yeah, it
posted in the
only matters in
podcast
court.
group. Okay, hang on. Let me look, Penguin. Oh God, Penguin. Penguin, I'm afraid to look.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, what's going on? Please. My name is not Zelda. My name is not Akira. My name is not Metroid. Yeah, after year after year, hundreds of characters suffer from name confusion. Style to help us stop this. That is so true, dude. Matt, appreciate
look
the
at the
host, man.
foundation name at the bottom.
Oh, look at the foundation name. Okay, hang on. Let me look at the. Seth. Oh my God.
God.
Freaking Penguinator and his humor.
Where's the damn name foundation?
All right, so let me ask Mattman this. I know I asked these guys. Do you feel Nintendo's gonna kill it with it this year at E3? Because I feel like honestly, with all the the hype with their games that they're gonna be releasing, I feel like they're gonna kill it. Like absolutely, gonna have like an A+ press conference.
I mean,
But
I feel like considering Microsoft doesn't have any really big games that are exclusive to Microsoft, I don't feel like they're going to do much.
Microsoft only has Halo. That's it.
I mean, yeah.
And
Because they don't have
Ubisoft.
exclusive rights.
Or
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
All the
Everything
games.
to know
Yeah,
is
it's true.
Nintendo servers are kind of way for wait what? Hold on. Nintendo servers are kind of way too for multiplayer. Yeah, that is true. Cactus, you are absolutely
I
right.
think you have a good point though with the Nintendo Switch with the newest Pokemon coming out, because obviously Pokemon is a worldwide phenomenon.
And it
But
has
that's
been
really
since
going to
the
hit with people
90s.
going like, oh, it's coming out. They're going to use it as their big like. It's almost like when you do a Black Ops, well, any kind of Call of Duty franchise. People know that the thing people are waiting for the most is the zombies portion of the show. That's why they kind of tease it all throughout the entire thing. And then they completely blow your socks off with it, and then ruin it by blue screens. But yeah, Nintendo with the Switch coming out, with all the new game that they tease for Pokemon coming out, that's really that could steal the show, unless Microsoft kind of like blindsides everyone, going, oh my God, and they show us something that blows our socks off, which is probably not likely, but Nintendo's got the upper advantage with Sony.
Yeah.
What is Ubisoft gonna do though?
Yeah, what is Ubisoft gonna do? Another Uno DLC? Do.
I mean,
Uno.
it's the same could go for Square Enix. Like, I like Square Enix, but what are they? What are they?
I feel honestly, I don't know. I mean, Kingdom Hearts was released. What was it?
Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, was released.
It's released in January.
Yeah, that was January. So
like,
what the hell are they gonna
what
do?
are-
Mario and Call of Duty
I
are
don't know.
basically the same
I
thing
feel
with the
like-
type of style. Yeah, you're right on point with their Cactus.
Kingdom Hearts Battle Royale.
Kingdom Hearts Battle Royale.
Oh my god.
I'm
That's
so
enough.
sick of the battle royale genre, boys.
Oh my gosh, Apex Legends is the Battle Royale king.
Dog.
Suck it.
Never played it.
Well, you never know until you try it.
Okay,
I like
that's true.
saying that
I've
too.
played it, but I don't have it on my PlayStation anymore.
Ah.
It's all battle royales. Like, hey, we introduced this new system, but Fortnite basically took it. So it's playing the same game, just different art styles, different guns, different
You have to
bugs
admit
and
though,
glitches.
with Apex, Apex has had they have not converted, and actually Fortnite has seen something that Apex figured out,
Pikmin
which is
Battle Royale.
hey, it's not really great to be killed in like 3 seconds and all of a sudden you can't get res. Whereas in this game, they were revolutionary with that aspect of Battle Royale, where it's like, well, that kind of sucks that you have to sit there and watch your teammates win the game. Let's give an option to revive, and lo and behold, Fortnite tries to copy them now. Now they can't claim, oh well, we made it first. Oh, we didn't copy anybody. Well, actually, you did. You copied H1. H1 probably people say H1 copied Minecraft, and all that stuff goes on and on. But I think Apex
Honestly,
is my
that's
favorite
the-
battle royale.
I mean, it's the dumbest thing to say that you stole from a game or this game
Exactly.
did it first. Like, you know what? It's
Gosh,
cool to
yes.
revolutionize your game to keep your game up to date. Because if you really think about it, Fortnite right now, it still has the clicks because kids love the shit out of it. But if you really think about it, it's actually on a downhill slide community-wise.
Uno
because
Fortnite
they have
DLC,
made
oh my
so
God.
many mistakes, right?
That's probably
So
coming.
it's just
gotta
like,
stop with
they need to revolutionize it. That's all I'm saying. So that's what Fortnite's trying to do. Which
Actually, here's a fun
fact.
fact. Pokemon does have a battle royale. I've actually seen, but it's in what was it, Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon? I know I haven't played it, but yeah, Pokemon battle royale is a thing though, where it's like a free for all. It's like 1v1v1v1. It's basically
it's,
what it
How
is.
does that work?
It's in Sun and Moon.
Yeah, it's in Sun and Moon. That's Pokemon battle royale. That is a thing. No, it's not like
Yeah.
99 other
But once
Pokemon.
you eliminate
but
that one person, the battle ends. And I don't know why.
yeah, it just keeps going until there's one winner.
It's true. Very true.
Makes no sense.
All right, speaking
But,
of Nintendo, I want to talk about. This was kind of on my mind here too. So, Doug Bowser, if you guys don't know who he is,
Bowser.
yeah, Doug Bowser, yeah, he's the new CEO of Nintendo America, which
The only way he
Reggie
could beat Mario
feels,
is take over the company.
yeah, Reggie. So I apologize. I really have a bad time pronouncing his name, but Reggie feels May, I think. I think that's how you say it. I don't know, but yeah, his real name is Reginald.
Here's a guy that can't pronounce names.
Here's
I know how that feels. Gobble gobble.
Gobble gobble. But yeah, he retired. He announced his retirement
Gotta educate.
on 6 days ago, April 15th in 2019. So, and like I said, he was replaced by the companies, and he was the head of Doug Bowser, who's the head of sales, and now he's the new COO and president of the Nintendo. So, and if you guys if you're not familiar with him, he was actually, we were talking about E3 a little bit earlier. Reggie was known for making good appearances over there. So,
Yeah.
Venom, I'm going to start with you. What was your favorite Reggie moment? If you had one.
I don't have a favorite just because, I didn't, I wasn't, so totally into it. I think just his presence alone was really good for the company.
It's just his face being there at
he
the
did a
press
lot.
conferences. Yeah. It's what made it.
It's just his presence being there was, it just made it that
It's
much
just
better.
so much positivity that he brought to the company.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, so, and that's why I feel like all those moments, like him being at those press conferences, were like my favorites too. You're back for a little bit. Welcome back, Gascaster. Shadow, and you were telling me on Twitter if there was a Hall of Fame for Nintendo, he would be in it. That's what your exact words were.
Yeah, he would be the only member that would be in.
I mean,
Becky.
Becky would be in the Hall of Fame.
I heard that in the background.
Becky. Oh my God! But so you would think he would be the only member in the Hall of Fame?
Is that ice cream?
Yes, that is ice cream. Hi, Kyle Ice Cream.
The real MVP will be inside the Hall of Fame. You know it. The Pug Hall of Fame.
Alex is in the Pug Hall of Fame already. He just doesn't know it yet. Funniest moment is when the women asked Reggie, "Is Link hot?" and he said yes. Right?
That's a ripping an L for for Shadow.
Oh, I think he might have lagged out or something. I don't know.
It was
Super Metroid was your favorite Nintendo game from the good old. Was it Penguin? That was actually
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. And you were telling me Tetris was like one of your original favorites from the old Game Boy. Which, by the way, the Game Boy.
You asked who had the original Game Boy, and I said I had the original Game Boy. And my first game was the Tetris. With
Yeah,
it.
happy 30th birthday to the original Game Boy, by the way, guys. If you did not know that.
Woot woot.
There it is.
That's a soundboard. That's a soundboard.
Yeah, it's too loud. But the other thing that a lot of people don't
Keep his
know
mouth
is
on the
the
microphone.
that a lot of people don't remember is that selfies came out back with the Game Boy. You had to have like the camera, the printer, and all that crap to take the selfie and print it off. But Nintendo invented the first selfie taker.
Yeah, exactly. Freaking, what
My
was it
first
called?
camera was a
Game Boy
DSi.
camera, that's what it was.
Yeah, Game Boy camera. You had to have the printer and the camera and all this other stuff, but they invented the first selfie taker.
God.
And
Yes.
then, what was it, Virtual Boy or something? They invented the first VR game, home VR game system too.
Yeah, so Penguin, what was your favorite Reggie moment if you had one?
Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie, the retired retired COO. The retired COO, man. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm trying to
There's a
think
guy
of
that doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm the one that knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, did you just
why
pick
it's
was
a
like
podcast.
Honestly, I can't really. I mean, he had a lot of good moments. I just can't really pin down as one as my favorite.
and like Venom said, his presence just being there was the best part about at all Nintendo conferences, and him just like he actually has a Twitter too, which he made when. Funny story, he actually made it just recently when he retired from Nintendo, so that way he's like, oh, here's me looking at my office and I'm packing up everything. Everybody just had he got so much support on Twitter, it's just absolutely insane. Donkey Kong 64 was the OG shit. Oh yeah, I mean that's in the A rank. If you guys don't remember, I made a Nintendo 64 list, like my best Nintendo 64 games of all time. That was like top 5 for sure. It was right in my A rank. But my S rank consists of, I know it's, Zelda Ocarina of Time was 1, and Super Mario 64 was another one, and I don't remember the last one I put. If somebody can look on Twitter and remind me, that'd be awesome. Days Gone looks very unpromising. I haven't really seen much of Days Gone, but I will definitely take a look at that when I can. You prefer Punch Out?
I got one for you,
on the
Kyle,
game.
for Reggie.
Uh-oh. You have one?
It was back in 05 when he was asked, the Nintendo DS, I want to say it is, was outselling the PSP, and his thought on that, he's like, not my problem.
I
Your
had
favorite-
a DS, bro. I loved it.
Your favorite mo is when he was
that-
testing out the Wii Fit balance? I think I remember bits and pieces of that, but it's been so long since I've seen it.
But I want to say that was
Oh
like
my
my
gosh.
favorite moment, because it was just like an undercut to Sony. And they said, well, what are your thoughts about the Nintendo DS outselling the PSP? Not my damn problem.
Kyle, I just saw you retweeting that Hitmontop dancing and the guy on the left is left dancing with him.
Oh, yeah?
That's freaking hilarious.
You actually
The
just saw that?
subway. Yeah, it's
Oh,
funny.
my body is ready. Yeah, that was another good one.
Yeah, my body is ready.
Ready is ready.
Number 6, Robert Downey Jr. Huh? Oh, your list. Okay, I gotta check that out. Your
Yeah.
favorite celebrity is Robert Downey Jr.
Did anyone
Really?
actually?
Yeah.
anybody
You did not know
play
that?
with the Wii U. I mean, the Wii Fit?
No. I knew your favorite video game of all time was Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, and Super Mario 64. They're both number 1 and 2.
And naturally, your favorite video game console was N64.
I am a
Weird-
Nintendo
weird,
fanboy. I know.
The
I'm sorry.
analog in the middle.
Yeah, I love that controller so much.
Oh God, Kyle.
What?
Drink bleach. You're a San Jose Sharks fan?
I mean, that's the
How are you-
team. That's the team.
We went from being friends to, you need to drink bleach and die.
My God! I didn't say die.
Damn! That is so heartless.
That is blasphemy, boy! Take that back. What have the Sharks won in the past years? Oh, that's right, nothing.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not huge into hockey, though, but if I had to pick a team, though, I
Venom.
would probably pick the San Jose Sharks, honestly.
Islanders, boys, let's go, dude.
I'm a
Venom,
Hurricanes
but-
fan, but of course I'm from Carolina, so.
Venom, I don't know who took the shot. I think it might have been Shadow, but who took the shot at the Kings when I was displaying my driveway? And like, oh, the Kings relevant? And I'm like, oh, that's funny. They kind of won.
No,
two
that
out
was
of three
actually that was
championships.
me. I said
Why are you
I
taking
was like,
shots at my boys?
I was like, wait, the Kings are
That was
still
easy.
relevant?
They were.
Damn.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they're going to be relevant next year. Watch, they're as relevant as the Blackhawks are right now, which is not much. So.
Oh,
See, the
boy.
Blackhawks were only relevant because Patrick Kane was being accused of raping someone.
That's
then-
as relevant as they get now.
I thought that was
Yeah,
the owner
pretty
of the
much.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Uppercroft.
Well, Patrick Kane didn't have Deflategate there, that's for sure. But,
Yeah.
No, he
yeah, Kyle, I couldn't find that thing we're talking about though on your Twitter. Sorry. I
Viagra,
tried to help
20% aspirin and 80% fixed.
Yeah, you should find it in
Just
the
that's the
photos
thing.
thing.
out. Yeah.
You should be able to find it by photos somewhere, because it shouldn't be that far down.
Oh, in your photos? Okay, sorry. So he's
Okay,
going to
so-
Twitter then, full time?
Who, Reggie?
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna be going to Twitter. Like he's retiring. You're retiring from Nintendo and joins
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah, right, yeah, Reggie Phil, yeah. I'll
just-
link you, I follow him on Twitter, so you can definitely go check him out.
I do not understand that transition. I'm so lost.
yeah, that's kind of dumb.
From Nintendo, which is the most rewarding thing you can ever do anything to create,
Twitter,
to Toxic
failing business.
City, Toxic City, USA.
If you really think about it, Twitter is probably not the best place to go work for since their stock's been down.
Well,
for like
it's not.
9 years.
He's not working there. He just
Yeah.
made an account. He just made a Twitter account.
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to work for Twitter.
No.
Oh,
I was
joins
about to
Twitter as
say.
a okay.
He's
joins
fully
Twitter as a
I
retired.
thought you meant like joins the Twitter team as like he was
Yeah,
working for
yeah.
Twitter, and I was like, that's so stupid because Twitter's
got
stock
you.
has been down for the last 3 years.
Right? Yeah, but
excuse
he's
me,
fully
the
retired
thing-
though at 58.
I see your. What is this thing you're doing with this ranking thing? SABCDE. I don't
Oh,
understand.
that's the tier maker list that everybody's doing. You've never heard of tier maker? You can make
I
your own
haven't done the
list.
tier maker at all. Oh, people will be pissed at me because I'll put Infinity Warfare over to like a D or a C because of zombies alone. They'll be pissed at me. They'll be like, no, Matt, you're an idiot. They're like, suck
Yeah,
my,
Kyle
suck
did my boy
bill.
Meganium dirty.
Okay, you're in the chat for the rest of the podcast. I got you. Nintendo of America,
Seriously, people
Nintendo
hate
Reggie,
IWs because of
greater
nowhere
than
that
Reggie,
hate
Reggie.
Is it supposed to be like a Nintendo
Smash
Nintendo
tiers.
games? Oh wait, there we go. This must be
You
it
can
right
just
here.
do anything.
Is that the one that has Zelda at the number one and then
Yeah, no,
Super
the S
Mario
ranks.
64?
What was? I think I may had another one. I don't remember what it was.
Your top ones?
Yeah, the S rank.
Your tops were obviously the Zelda game I mentioned earlier, Super Mario 64, Super Smash Brothers.
Super
oh,
Smash
GG
Brothers.
there.
That was the other one. Yeah, I knew there was
and of
something
course-
else I put there too.
GoldenEye 007, yeah.
Yeah, GoldenEye. GoldenEye
Dude, the
was one.
multiplayer on 007, dude, if I play that with my wife, she actually kicks my ass in that game. My god, she's good at that game.
GoldenEye was Call of Duty before Call of Duty existed. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
gosh. GoldenEye 007 was so much fun to play.
If you didn't play GoldenEye 007, you'd had no childhood. Put Pug Family
Actually,
tier
I-
list, trigger everyone.
If I could stream that, oh my god, people would be like, oh my god.
Oh my.
Woo. Oh baby, oh daddy.
I just thought of an old Wii game that I used to play as a kid.
Huh.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Pokemon Stadium.
It was
Yeah, Pokemon
not. It was
Stadium.
called Ghost Squads or
that.
something. It was the strangest game. It was these. You only could play 3 missions, but you could play them in 2 different variants. And
Yeah.
like one of them was put all the characters in bikinis, even the males.
Oh my
and I'm pretty
goodness.
sure it was called Ghost
Is that Friday?
Squads.
I think it's Friday the 13th, is what they call that?
Friday,
No, dude.
Friday the
It was crazy, though.
13th.
Like that was my childhood game, right? I'm finding out the name of this because it was my childhood,
Yeah.
and
Sorry, boys
it
and
was
girls, I'm
crazy.
leaving so to move on. So I always wanted to be a dancer.
Oh yeah, it was Ghost Squad.
I always want to be a dancer.
Can I
always
make a
wanted to be
tier
singer.
list? I can create
Game is
lists
dog.
of tiers, from Tier Maker, but I don't know how to make my own tier maker
Oh.
list.
This game was insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my childhood game. I don't know. Just...
Yeah, that was. Shout out to Mama Pug, by the way, the real MVP. She's like
Of your house.
Yeah, at my house.
Of your house, maybe. The realest of real MVPs, Alex. Hi, guys, Queen.
Oh, here comes the soundboard.
There's no soundboard. That's just me, dude.
Hey guys, Cream.
Hey man, I like the GIF you put for your Happy Easter tweet.
Yeah.
Sad part is that's probably true. This is what would happen.
All
Yeah.
right. So I think we're getting to that part of the show. Man's probably gonna hate Venom for doing this, but we gotta do it anyways, as I promised him.
What, anime?
Nope. Overwatch League update. This is the point where Matt
Let's
leaves.
go.
I thought you were gonna be like something where it's like, oh, we're gonna talk about anime. Like, oh my god, stop!
I mean, we can talk about anime too.
I will leave right now. I will leave this chat right now. If you want me to leave that badly, I will do it.
And here's a guy that's threatening.
Click.
Here's a guy that's threatening to leave.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Venom,
Penguin, I love that one.
Venom, the floor is yours, bud. I'll leave it to you.
Alright, so this is something that I've been working on for a long time, but I had to actually wait until literally like 5 minutes before I got in the party for the podcast. Is what everybody's asked me to do is to make a power rankings of the teams. And
I could stir up.
I could stir up some tea with these teams because it's very different from what actual people would put on the list. But
Gas.
so the top three are so interchangeable between the San Francisco Shock, the Vancouver Titans, and the New York Excelsior. Vancouver Titans are the only undefeated team.
Okay,
left
hold on. Let
in
me
the
stop
Overwatch
you
League.
right there for a second. Who names themselves the
Gotcha.
New York
Yay!
Excelsior? Like the
Excelsior!
I mean, it
Lee.
works.
Stan Lee. That's Stan Lee's the owner of that team.
You're
R.I.P.
making fun of
Stan
my.
Lee.
You're
Yeah.
making fun of my team, by the way.
Anyway,
Whoa.
Easy.
Easy there.
Easy. Wow. Go on. Sorry about that. Oh, who the hell that guy was?
yeah, what the hell? Bill?
Well,
Damn,
Anyway.
dude. Go on ahead.
But yeah, those three are so interchangeable because, you know, 1 week Excelsior's playing really good, and then this week they go and lose to like the 13th seed team, which is really stupid.
Oof.
That's a
So
fat
they
rip
are
in
no
an L.
longer undefeated in the regular
Yeah.
season. And then to round out the top five, we have the London Spitfire at 4 and the LA Gladiators at 5. Now this is where people get really mad when you get to rank your 6 through 10 because it's.
Mine are really weird.
I have the Seoul Dynasty at 6, the Shanghai Dragons at 7, who have not won a game all of season 1 of Overwatch League. They come
Hey,
into
Saturn,
season
Venom.
2.
I just want to say this real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
It's Shanghai noon. I'm
Don't
sorry.
Make me,
Don't make me get out the voice, man. I'm getting close to nailing it, man.
Shanghai News.
It's Shanghai noon.
Oh,
Okay,
damn.
sorry. I'm sorry. My horrible puns are what people are gonna turn off the stream.
My nipples got hard.
He sounds
Okay,
like he's
Bill,
reading an
easy.
article. I know. He's got like 4
Whoa,
pages
Bill.
long.
I have 4 pages of notes, boys. But
He's ready.
I was ready. But then I
He's
have
more
after the
ready
Shanghai
than
Dragons,
Freddy.
number 8, I have the Boston Uprising. Number 9, the Philly Fusion, and then in
The number 10 spot, the Hangzhou Spark.
which is a very confusing thing because they actually just lost to the Shock today, but it's the number 1 team, so they put up a really good fight. And then 11 of Dallas Fuel, 12 the Atlanta Reign, 13 Chengdu Hunters, 14 Paris Eternal, 15 Guangzhou Charge, 16 Toronto Defiant, 17 LA Valiant, 18 Washington Justice, 19 Houston Outlaws, and finally at the 20th rank we have the Florida Mayhem, who just swapped to an all-Korean roster, so they got rid of their 3 American players, or 2 American
GG.
players and 1 Swedish player?
Which was really bad.
Yeah.
I got a lot of hate for that. So they thought swapping to an all-Korean roster would bolster their chances to win. I think they've only won about 3 maps in the last 6 games, which is awful.
3 maps. Great improvement,
No,
guys.
they're really bad. They're very
Wow,
bad.
dude, you just had a stalker sitting behind you, and Mama Bug would just sit there staring at you.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Mama Pug just looking.
I just saw
Oh,
that. on
we
the
love
screen.
Mama Pug.
Giving me Mama Pug in the background giving me the. Were you really
just
giving me
saw
the
that,
death
dude.
stare? Oh
So
no!
somebody
Everybody in the chat was like
Somebody
giving
leaned
me
out
the
of the
death
door.
stare in the background, giving me the. She's like, no.
Tell me somebody
She
clipped
leaned
that.
out of the door
Yeah,
and
if
was
you
just sitting there
want-
staring at you.
somebody
She-
clip
she
that.
shrugged
Like
one
you said
shoulder.
something really, really wrong to her. Like, what you say, me boy? I'm about to beat you.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
She full broke her neck to look at you, boy.
Whoa!
Of the
Easy.
ass.
Oh my god. GG's, Mama Pug. GG.
You got me.
Funny.
Oh man.
I know, right?
Here's a woman that's giving me the death stare. But anyways, Venom. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good.
Go
And
on,
then,
bro.
I guess to kind of just kind of wind things out for Overwatch, to just kind of explain the top 5 teams and why they're there for this stage. So for those of you who haven't watched, the San Francisco Shock are the #1 team right now, mostly because they have the best Zarya player in the league, Sinatra, who's obviously really good. They have a top 5 main tank in Super, and their support line is in the top 5, so they can really keep their team alive. So if you don't know how Overwatch works, it's a 6v6 team-based comp, and right now the meta is 3 triple tank, triple support, where you can kind of merge in a DPS role here and there, DPS damage per second as your, attack heroes. And right now the Shock are arguably the best team at running the triple tank, triple support. And honestly, the only team that can really rival them right now are NYXL or the Titans. And it's the Titans mostly because they have the best support line. They have the best support in the league, who goes by the name Twilight. Literally out-heals everyone that he goes up against. And also they have a guy named Hoxel, who, in the new meta where you can actually play DPS heroes, he's really, really good at being able to swap off the Brigitte and jumping over to a Doomfist or a Genji. He was known in Contenders Korea as one of the best Genji players.
Shut
so
up, Penguinator.
I'm gonna lick you, Penguin.
Waddle, waddle, waddle,
And
waddle.
also, lastly, the Titans have the best D.Va player in Janu, who has the most ultimates negated, which means the most beats of ults, and also he has, I think, the most self-destruct kills in matches, so that too. And then number 3, NYXL, I think their loss to Atlanta Reign was a fluke. They have one of the top 3 tanks in Mono. Their support line is also pretty top tier. Their Zarya player, Nene, is a wild card, so if he's not having a good day, they're at a higher chance to lose maps, which could lead to them losing games. And also Jonak, he's Jonak. He's won the MVP last year, and he's just absolutely insane with his aim. London number 4, because they're finally returning to their best form of last season. If you guys didn't watch it last year, they beat the Philadelphia Fusion in the grand finals at the Barclays Center, back-to-back, to win the whole thing. So they're finally returning to that form. They have one of the best Overwatch players in Profit to ever be in the league, and also their other DPS player, Birdering, came back, and he's playing really good. And also their main tank player, Gesture, is really coming back to his form. And they have one of the second best D.Va players in Fury, who is a contender for number 1 D.Va.
Yes.
Guess
And
that
then
was the most
lastly, the
random comment in
Gladiators.
chat.
It was
Yeah,
very,
that was-
very random.
That was very random.
Yeah.
Gas.
Timeout. You're one, Venom.
Yeah.
Lastly, Gladiators running on the top 5 because they have the strongest Stage 2 performances so far, besides almost losing to... but it's a really good meta for sure. He can pop onto the Widowmaker, hop onto the Bastion. He could really let loose and kind of be like that star DPS player that he is. He could also pop on the Mei, but he could also play Zarya if needed to be in that triple take, triple support option. Also, their support line in Big Goose and Shaz are very solid. They're not the best. I would rather take the San Francisco Shock or the NYXL healing line, but they're really good. And also Hydration. He usually plays Brig in the triple tank, triple support, but he was one of the first Doomfist mains when Doomfist came out, and also he's just really, really clutch. Usually when they need something big, he's the guy that steps up to do it. So that's, pretty much right now where Stage 2 standings are at. And I don't know if you guys want to listen to more, because I feel like I'm boring the podcast, but I have some more notes.
Just boring Matt.
He just
Sorry,
No,
sorry,
no,
Matt.
I stepped away for a minute. That's why I was so quiet. Alex wanted me to do something real quick. So. Fire
But-
release, you know.
I feel like
I got you,
definitely
man.
if you guys are interested in Overwatch, definitely watch the Overwatch League. You can watch the reruns. I watch them. If you guys don't know, I live and breathe Overwatch. When I'm not playing Overwatch, I'm watching Overwatch. When I'm not watching or playing, I'm reading Overwatch. Literally
You
everything I
took
do
it too
is
far.
So
Yeah,
that's why you don't
Bill's
come to my
took it way up
streams.
too.
Okay.
Monica's villain's Bill.
Well, it's because like if I'm not playing, I'm watching, and when I'm watching, I'm taking notes or like how to step up my game. Also, try to fix my shot calling here and there. So like I'm literally doing things on behind the scenes to become a better player myself, and also just become more like smart when it comes to the game. So, and also I'm doing stuff like this where I'm taking notes because I've actually wanted to do like a podcast just for Overwatch League. So you know stuff like that. And so it's
You're
kinda
going
like,
in a timeout, Bill. Yeah, Bill's banned from the stream for like the next 25 minutes.
Yeah, Bill.
Bill's never
but-
banned.
So you can silence me, but you can't silence the truth. But
My favorite player when I played Overwatch a lot was the Reaper. Genji. He's kind of a time.
Oh, Reaper. Reaper's too easy to play, in my
well,
opinion.
especially now, they changed him up to be pretty stupid, especially in lower elos. Gives me a headache thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't played in a while, but
Yeah, I mean, if you
I
haven't
didn't
played in a
pick him
while,
because he was
Jason,
easy. I picked him because I just like the overall look.
Oh.
I actually have the Overwatch Nerf guns for McCree and Reaper.
Yeah.
But looking at some of the new ones, I think Ashe looks pretty good.
Get in there,
I
Bob.
think she's just, she was released at a bad time because her playstyle for that character is very unsupportive of this meta. The meta is very tank heavy, so you don't want to run snipers into tank compositions. I mean, Bob is pretty useful, but again, she's not really good for the meta when there's a lot of shield, a lot of bubbles with the diva, with the
Start
defense matrix
speaking
to eat
Bill
her
Italian.
damage.
What?
Is there any
What?
other characters right now that are kind
Oh,
of like
Gas
OP?
is just being.
Right now, Brigitte, definitely, she's been OP since she was released in the game. She could basically one-on-one take any character in a fight, especially if you know how to use her kits properly and if you're just game smart when you can cut off the right person. Reaper in lower elos because he has a like 30% lifesteal, I believe, which is basically so every time he does a damage shot, like his base damage, I don't remember the number, but let's say it's 50, he gets back 30% of 50 to his own health, and he
Yeah.
pumps out boom, 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 eight
get-
shots in a clip. So
gotta
he's
get that.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty unkillable in these tank heavy metas, and also Junkrat because with the new buffs that just came out, he does, I think like 80 base damage, and he has two.
Matt
mines
always
that
has
do,
to
like,
judge what
100
you say.
120.
I mean, we all get judged at one point, but then we just prove them wrong.
Yeah, it's because everything you say is random as shit, dude. That's why. Okay. All right, go on, Venom.
But yeah, those are pretty much the three most OP characters right now. Because they kind of fixed Zarya out a little bit. Like she's still pretty good, but other than that, there's not really any OP characters. There's 3 OP characters out of a roster of about 26 or something. So that's pretty good. And Symmetra. Fuck
Didn't
Symmetra.
McCree?
Symmetra can go die in a hole.
I was gonna say, didn't
Damn.
McCree get like
Oh, I
another
guess he doesn't
buff
like
a while
Symmetra.
back?
Okay, so McCree was they just changed the base damage for Fan the Hammer ability. So instead of doing I think 60, it does like 40. So you can't stun and Fan the Hammer kill a full health target, but it's still pretty OP. But so it was technically a nerf, but they also did a speed up of his ultimate. So whenever
Oh
you
yeah,
use
it's
High
his.
Noon,
High noon.
whenever
Yeah, we
you
were
do
talking
it,
about that
it
earlier.
locks on. It gets the skull up. So whenever you hear
It's high noon.
you better hope you got a shield or a wall nearby because it'll lock onto you much faster, especially the lower health you are. That and also if you can coordinate with your team, I mean, it's the name of the game. So
I mean, I remember I was playing comp. It was, I think I put a video on it a long time ago. I got like, oh my god, how many high noon kill or Deadeye eliminations? I think I got like 17 or 18 in comp when I was just playing for like, just trying to get my placement. It was on Junkertown too, and that was the best part about it. Yeah, because
Yeah, some of the maps are really good for Kree. And also he has one of the fastest ultimate chargers in the game. So besides like Hanzo, Tracer, and like maybe one or two others, he's got one of the fastest charging ultimates. And especially if you're a good shot, like especially about a couple months ago, I'd say about a month and a half ago, I was a much better shot than I am now because I've been playing more support recently with the new Goats meta. If you could hit your shots, I mean, you could charge up your Deadeye in approximately a minute, which is insane, especially on lower ranks, because if you can get that, you just sneak behind them, you can pop two of them, pop their supports, or you can bait out ultimates. It's always, you know, pretty nuts, especially once you start to become more, like, mechanically sound at the game. You could really use some of these things to your advantages, and
you can ask Brother Goofy too. He's a McCree main. That's all I have to say about that. I was playing, and I was mentioning this earlier. I was playing and here's another thing I was gonna mention though too. We were talking about the Storm Uprising, Blackwatch, and then the Uprising, you know, stories for the events that they have on Overwatch every year. That's the other thing I was gonna mention too. Overwatch doesn't have enough stories, enough campaign missions, like just for like certain characters. I don't know. It might be just me, but I mean, I feel like it would have been better if they put that in there.
Yeah, so, I mean, besides those are just, like, little snippets of, like, story, but they're not, like, official lore, to say. If you want official lore, you can actually get the comics. They have short comics for a bunch of the characters. They have Reinhardt, McCree, Junkrat and Roadhog, Zarya, I think Sombra, Ana, and Tracer. That's all that I can think of off the top of my head. They have comics that give you like little brief intros to their lives and to their like stuff like that. Like that's official lore. But they haven't said anything about an in-game campaign yet, which I don't think we'll ever get. I mean, it's already been two and a half years. So I don't think we're actually going to get an in-game campaign, which kind of sucks because that's something that people want. They want lore, and we don't really have
especially
that.
with that new mission. Everybody thought Tracer on like that bike was going to be an actual thing in the game, but sadly that wasn't a thing either.
Yeah. But
They're like, oh, this looks like here's a guy that actually thinks that would look kind of cool, and then at the same time, nope, surprise, not going to happen.
surprise, motherfucker.
There it is.
and there it is, chat. But anyways, imagine
Bill
Bill
trying to get
actually.
the last word in all the time.
And there it is, chat. There it is. Okay, Bill, easy. There's Monica's titties in front of me. Okay, Bill, stop. That's enough.
Whoa, Bill.
Easy
Whoa,
there.
Billy.
Hey, easy, big fella, easy.
Easy, Billy. Slick Billy. Okay, Bill.
He's slick and he's big, Willie.
That's what she said.
You know who got my big willy? Monica.
Monica.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Hillary doesn't understand. She doesn't.
Why did
Chelsea
I?
was a sperm donation.
If Bill had a favorite country song, it would be "Titties and Beer." there it is, right there.
My name's Bill Clinton. I really like me some Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But
yes.
Oh, Bill came out of the closet.
I'll put them
Oh,
Philly
shit.
cheesesteaks inside my mouth. Those moist, succulent Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh, my.
He likes
my
the
I
most
like to give
Billy.
Hillary my Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, Hillary, eat
oh
that Philly
jeez.
cheesesteak.
Oh jeez.
Oh, yeah,
But,
buddy.
Oh,
And,
yeah, I like
uh,
the way you
going downhill.
breathe.
Good night, everybody.
But actually, yeah. Speaking of running out of time, though, we are actually out of time here on the show.
Holy crap, it's
Shout out to all the
11
people that joined up through the chat, and also more importantly on the show. Of course, Shadow, Burning Shadow. He just messaged me. His internet lagged out, so he was spending the rest of the time in the chat. So GG
Ripping
to
an
rip
L.
for him. Yeah, ripping an L, exactly. And of course, we have Mattman98. He's on YouTube and Twitch. You better go check him out. The Mattman98, not just Mattman98, the Mattman98. And Penguinator also on YouTube, but he's gonna start streaming again soon. I know that because he's got like a pretty good setup. Shout out to Mama Pug for the death stare meme coming. Oh god, the memes of that are coming soon. I can already see it now.
Clip
But,
it. Clip it.
Somebody will have to clip
That
that. Though. That'd
moment.
be pretty funny.
That
But,
moment when the shadow is staring behind the pug.
It's just, it just, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And also shout out to the homie Venom, aka Saturn. You can call him whatever. First time being on the show. Thank you for stopping by, man. You are absolutely
With that hockey
awesome.
knowledge, my man.
Hockey
Oh,
knowledge,
pleasure.
Overwatch knowledge, and
Yeah,
we
hockey
will
knowledge,
definitely
Overwatch all
try
day.
to get you back on the show again sometime soon if you want to talk about more Overwatch stuff. And like I said, you're
Definitely.
more than welcome to come back. And as always, I appreciate you guys joining for the show. And if you guys did, because I am going to be uploading this to YouTube tomorrow, so that way you can catch the on-demand for the show. That means for you guys watching us on YouTube, drop a like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications if you're new. And for those who are watching on Twitch, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll do the same podcast, same day, same time next week, barring there's no any, interference, I should say. And if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Kyle the Pug, the host for the Kyle the Pug podcast, and also you have to go check out my YouTube channel. Obviously, Nightbot is into the description. Bye, chat ice cream. Happy Easter egg time, subs. Yep, exactly. So, happy Easter, you guys. Hope you guys had a nice Easter. And again, I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new week. We got some content being uploaded to the channel. I got some good videos. I got a couple videos I can upload for you guys tomorrow. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. Pug bark and peace out.